Ayy, I be ballin'. Ayy. Road to William. Hey, what's up? It's I Be Ballin' Basketball Show. I'm Ashley. I Be Ballin'. This is William. And we're going to be reviewing Hurricane Season, a throwback movie, 2009, with Forest Whitaker in it. And it's based on true events. But before I get started, Road to William, introduce yourself, talk about your channel, and let's get it poppin', y'all.
What up, y'all? I'm from Road to William, where I do reviews and highlight different black people on the great stuff they do and get overlooked. Um, I do reviews with my cousin, so we do a little bit of everything. One stop shop over here.
Hey, yeah, everything you want, everything you need. Keep up with the black culture, the black entertainment news, great reviews, especially about. I definitely learned more about black underrated black actors and actresses and singers and
I
you
did
know
so many people loved. One of the recent ones I did is Nancy Wilson, and she played the grandma. I'm not the grandma. She played the auntie on the Parkers. Remember, she was Nikki's mom, but they didn't know it till the game show.
Oh, yup, I remember that.
And she sang a little bit there too. I didn't know like she had a whole thing. People really like her. I was like, oh, that's a random one. The Tyra Farrell, the Boys in the Hood one. I didn't know people really loved her too, and so it's just cool to learn more about them. Yeah.
Giving the underrated stars their flowers. Oh yeah. Let's talk about hurricane season. It had Forrest Whitaker in it. The Oscar winning actor Taraji P. Henson in it. Little Bow Wow, Shad Moss, Bow Weezy. It had Lil Wayne in it. It had JB Smooth in it before he became famous. It had China McClain in it when she was younger. Man, it had a lot of people in it, and so it's about based on true events. It's about everyone knows how big Hurricane Katrina was and how many people lost their lives and lost their homes. And this is based on true events um, in Louisiana, and it's about how a lot of schools that got hit hard by Hurricane Katrina. It's like five different schools, and the coach, Al, played by Forrest Whitaker, he basically brought a couple of student athletes from each school, and they banded together, through the hard times, because basketball is like an outlet, right? So, um, before we go any further, talk a little bit about your impressions of the movie.
First off, yeah, I didn't know all these star-studded people were in the movie at first. Like when I first heard of Hurricane Season, it was over a decade ago, and I was just like, not really. I don't even remember really watching. I just remember it being on TV, and I'm like, I just know Lil Wayne in it. Like I don't know, I didn't see it. So then watched it last night, and it was a good film. I I didn't know really like where the story would go. Like I didn't know what to expect because I didn't really hear the story of this coach and the players and stuff like that. But to for him to just stand his ground the whole time, just if it wasn't for him just believing in changing the environment regardless of how it looked, like he still believed, like something in him was like, we have to keep moving forward, and that's the one way he knew how to move forward. Like that scene where that white lady was like, there's so many other things you could be doing, and are focusing on, and it's like, sure, yeah, I get that, but like wanting to play, it was more than like, could he go out there and help? Sure, but one man can't do it all, and so what he could do, what made the most impact, was doing what he already knew, and so he didn't let anybody, not even his environment, the people around him, even his family, which I was a little nervous about. I was like, oh, what's going to happen with this? Like, but wait a minute, I get it, but hold on. But yeah, overall, I like the film.
Yeah, this definitely this definitely showed a lot of different elements. It showed how Forrest Whitaker, he was trying to create a basketball team where, there was a player. He didn't know who actually was going to play. There was a player that went to go play for another team, and he was just trying to find different, people. And even one of them, played by, his name is, you've probably seen him from Tyler Perry Temptation movie, or One Tree Hill.
Where he from? I was like, he looks
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah. So his name is, let me see his name. His name is Robbie Jones, and I don't know where he's at, but he can really act. I hope he gets some more roles, but
Yeah.
he had to navigate, because they're kids, they're teens, and so even his story showed he was carrying a lot of weight, not just Katrina, but his father. So Forrest Whitaker, he had a lot on his plate. He had to maintain his marriage and take care of his daughter, and try to figure out who's going to be on the team, and dealing with the different personalities of the boys, and um also trying to rebuild the gym. They was playing, outside. Um, Got to control different parents, because even Robbie Jones' character, his dad was putting pressure on him, to, and a lot of parents are like that, living, hoop dreams through their children. But I love the basketball scenes. I thought everyone could really act. And there's another guy, Eric Hill. He was in Brotherly Love, so he also played. So
Oh, right.
yeah, it seems like he gets basketball roles, because I don't see him in nothing else. But the acting, superb, superb, moi. I gotta give an A for that. Um, the basketball scene, moi, superb. I gotta get an A for that. Do you have a favorite scene that you liked? Oh, also Jackie Long was in there. I haven't seen him in much else, but he kind of added comedy. Even Lil Wayne was kind of funny. So, do you have a favorite scene that you liked in the movie?
Yeah, there was this one scene I had to rewind back, and it was the scene where you're gonna be like, you're messed up, but when they're in the gym trying to figure out where they're at the relief center, and like the lady calls them like refugees, and then they like, what? And I'm like, that had me cracking up, because I'm like, did they just say that? Somebody in the crowd was like, did you really just say that, ma'am? Because it was just so wild to me that that would be said. But I'm like, no, I believe it, because they had Trump. Trump was throwing paper towel at people. It was so
Yeah.
it gave that moment of like, it was so messed up that it was funny to me.
Yeah.
um, but I think the scene, I crying scenes make me cringe a little, because I don't like seeing other people cry. So I was kind of looking at him when he was having that moment of him talking about his brother, and I'm like, oh. Um, Everybody's acting was on point. Bow Wow, I saw him really stepping up, and then in that moment when he was really acting his butt off, and then it reminded me of when he said he don't want to sell his soul, and then he didn't want to be like Will Smith. That's what it reminded me of when he was really acting. I was like, dang, he really could be a really good actor, but whatever sell your soul mean, he don't want to do that. Uh, but I think Bow Wow should get back into acting and expand it. It doesn't have to be he's on roller skates or he's dribbling a basketball. You know, I want to see more of some. Put him in an action role. Put him in something more drama filled, serious, so we can see his range because he showed it in that film. Taraji's amazing off rip, but it showed that scene where you know where she's looking at her daughter China and she's trying to hold it together and he not really telling her what's going on. He barely living in a spot. Like he in the car and but then it reminded me of yeah, it's probably just a women and children's shelter and it's like separating the families and it's um yeah, so the movie was really good, very informative. It showed a lot of real events, clips of the storm and how some people weren't taking it serious, but some people were. I like how they gave information on how so many they said 28% of the people that left never came back. And that was important too because it's some people in that film did leave, like Bow Wow and his mom and his brother. But then they were able to come back and I don't know. It just shows you know, if you believe in something, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything, no matter the circumstance.
Yeah, because I was just gonna ask you, what the biggest lesson of the movie was. And I feel like there might have been different lessons in the movie. From a basketball standpoint, I definitely liked when they showed Robbie Jones' character that you need to be a team. Well, there was several scenes where there was a basketball scene where he had to score on everybody on the team, not just one or two, but the whole team, and he realized he couldn't do it. I like that scene. Obviously, the basketball action scenes. But yeah, don't be a ball hog. There's no I in team. I also got emotional on that scene where he was talking about his brother. Yeah, that scene was like it kind of did remind me of Bow Wow scene in Roll Bounce. That's when I knew yo, he can really act. So I do agree he should get back into acting. And that when he was being the leader in that scene, I saw his vein pop out. So I was like, oh, you're really acting. But back to the biggest lessons as far as basketball being a team, you got to band together. But also off the basketball court, um, you kind of saw their environment because even that guy was like, what time is practice tomorrow? Because he didn't know what to do. Like his world is falling apart. Now, maybe basketball is the only thing that can keep him sane. I like that they showed the news clips. People are asking for help on top of buildings. And one reporter was like, who's helping everyone? And I don't even think that New Orleans has really recovered. I mean, I think the white areas have, but have they really rebuilt the parts where the blacks live? I don't think they have. Um, and that scene where the water was coming in the house and everything, that was serious. The corpse, drowning. Um, and I truly believe that they weren't really helping, the black people of Katrina like that. You know, they probably was very slow with it, and some people probably stayed because they're like, where can they go? They probably didn't have family members and things like that. But I liked how they all band together because there are other things they could have been doing, but you do need an outlet, especially when your world is falling apart. And so I think that was the biggest thing for me because he could have just said, I gotta concentrate on my own family right now, I don't have time to be practicing with you guys. And then he was he Forrest Whitaker character was yelling and saying, get out, fine, you don't want to be a part of this, leave. And I can understand that because he's a coach, but really it's deeper than that, because at a time where you're you lost homes and relatives, you should be banding together, at your darkest moments. So I liked the movie. I definitely give it an A+. The acting. How would you rate it? What the pros and cons were for you?
Um, I didn't really have any cons. I did like that toward the end they were showing. I didn't realize the actual play at the end. They mimicked it like from real life. Like that was a real play, and they really won it from that play. So it was cool to see that. Like, oh shit, he really passed it like that, being dunked it. So I thought it was pretty cool. Um, I'll give it. I'll give it an A. Um, a solid A.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, it was good overall. A lot of good acting. Um,
Isaiah Washington was in there too. I forgot to say that.
he played a good role on how people coach too, because we usually just see one coach doing it all. But I
Yeah.
like the aspect of they having two coaches, and when you have two coaches, the advantages, which is one, while one coach is dealing with the team and getting the plays right, the other coach is kind of like observing the what could like help amplify their play or
Yeah.
like that. So I like that movie. Different. I didn't like his hair. I didn't like Isaiah Washington's hair, but gotta do. His acting was it beat it, but overall it was a good film.
Yes, yes, yes. And it just reminds me, I just want to see good black films. Oh, the director that made this film was Tim Story, and he's a black director and producer. He's done Barbershop. He's done Ride Along. He's done The Blackening. He did that. So he's done a lot of movies. He did a Disney Plus movie that was good. So I need some more black films. I for some reason I feel like there was more during our childhood. Really good basketball movies. Well, not just basketball movies, but black movies. I meant. And he did Think Like a Man, Shaft, and Fantastic Four. But overall, it was great. It had many great lessons on and off the court. The coach, Al Collins, I like that they showed the real team and the coach at the end. And you would think that, you know, the team wouldn't really be good because you have all these different personalities that were stars on their team, and you're going up against people that probably were together for many years. I did like that they showed parts that, like after Katrina, how people needed to rebuild and how there were crimes, and how Robbie Jones' character had to chase off a squatter. things like that. So they showed different elements of that. And also, I did love that they had Lil Wayne in there because the Lil Weezy, Weezy baby, little Tunchi. I like the light, laxative scenes. They was chewing bubble gum and they all had to run to the bathroom. I didn't know there was a such thing as laxative bubble gum. That just seemed like it wouldn't work because it's bubble gum. I don't know. I thought you just had to, uh, stick something up your butt. Oh, but or or drink some laxatives like magnesium. Maybe I should edit this part
Yeah,
out. I don't know. But
I
I just you go ahead.
like the scene where it's the last game and they're playing and they're like showing people who are watching it from like the church, or they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
I like that because for some reason it just gave me like, you can preach all day, but it's kind of like a different way of, God showing you hope, like gathering everyone to watch this game and enjoy, even at a time where people probably ain't got all their life things not all put together, but everybody's coming together to like celebrate. And I think that was a dope scene.
Yeah, whatever, long as I get my paper, I'ma do what I do to get it all late. Cause I mean, I shoot it up, the three gon' make it. Like it's Kobe, nigga, we going up. Like it's Kobe, nigga, we going up, up, up,